Hi, my name is Tim Cummins. I'm glad that you're here to listen a little bit about what I've got to say about Igor and his awesome sets of DVDs and CDs that feature conversational hypnosis. I know a lot of people, when they think about hypnosis, they think of, oh, it's mind control, or they're going to take over my brain, or I'm going to be in their power. Listen, the fact of the matter is that hypnosis is going around us all the time. In fact, when we're driving, we're going down the road and suddenly we're thinking about it, we realize we just passed our exit. Guess what? That was hypnosis. When we're over there and watching a TV show and we don't even notice what else is going on around us, that's hypnosis. I'm a runner. When I go out there and run and get into that rhythm and I'm not even thinking about it, all of a sudden I've gone a distance I didn't even realize where I'd gone, all that is hypnosis. What I think Igor brings to the table is to be able to access language tools that helps us to be even better. And something that I'm particularly interested in is how do we help other people be better? One of the best concepts that I think Igor has brought to the table is his whole idea of H+, which is this positive feeling to get inside, and by using conversational hypnosis, by using different language patterns, to help people feel better about themselves and to help people to take action, I think is extremely exciting. I've been a student of neurolinguistic programming, whether it's with Tony Robbins or from Richard Bandler, since the early 80s. And let me tell you, there's been very few things that I've read. NLP was one of them where I really went, wow. I've never thought of that before. Listen, what Igor has come up with in these hypnosis things with conversational hypnosis had the same reaction to me. It's very powerful techniques. But again, not power in the sense of I'm going to take over your mind, man. It's for the power of helping you to become a better person. And that's why I'm here today, to try to encourage you to help get in the program, baby, because let me tell you, well, I feel like in the next decade or 2 decades, the stuff that Igor is teaching is going to be extremely mainstream. But right now, being in the cutting edge of this to help people help themselves, I think is very positive. Let me give you an example. My work here, our ministry, is in Metro Atlanta, the home of over 145 different countries, 761 language groups represented, and within a 5-mile area where my work is in Metroplex Atlanta. Many of the kids that I work with come from families where English is either not spoken at all. Most of the kids, English is a second language to them. When they come to school and they can't even read, the fat cat sat on the rat. Even though, whether back in Bangladesh, they may have been on the Supreme Court, when they come over here and they can't do that, can you imagine what their self-esteem is? And what I've seen over time is that parents, no matter how much they love their children, a lot of times they use motivating in a negative way. They tell them, you're going to fail, you're going to be bad if you don't do this. Their ideas of love are right, but the way they try to do that are all wrong. So when they come to the mission, we try to help them with their homework, to do tutoring with them. Oftentimes they feel like they're a failure. You can see in their body language how they've just been whipped almost into submission. One of the girls that I work with is a very close friend of mine now. She's almost like a daughter to me, is Josie. Her mother sits right beside her, and even though she loves her, always giving her these constantly negative feedback stuff. When I can look Josie in the eye and say, listen, you're a great person. You're an awesome person. You're a person of great abilities. And your mind is going to be able, even now, to be able to understand all of this material easily and quickly. And every time that you do this, you're going to be able to learn this even faster. It's going to be even easier for you to learn and remember this material because you are awesome. Well, when you talk to people like that, a little bit every day, let me tell you, you know what happens? They come back to me the next day, they go, oh, Mr. Tibb, look, I made an A, I made 100 on that. And then you know what I say? You see, Josie, it's because you are a good person. And every time that you do work like this, it becomes easier for you because your brain is growing, expanding, you're becoming even smarter. Now, all of these are just basic conversational hypnosis techniques. Now, you may think again, well, you didn't really tell somebody to sleep and go to sleep and put them out like a classic induction. That can be part of hypnosis. I'm really not as interested in that as I am at just this idea of language patterns. How do we help people motivate themselves? How do we help people make themselves better? Because you know what? When you help somebody feel better about themselves, you know what that does for you? That's right. It helps you feel better about that too. So if you're interested in trying to help yourself feel better and the community around you get better, let me tell you, you ought to invest in this material. I really appreciate you spending time with me just right now. This is very important stuff, and I'm really glad that I'm able to help Igor spread the word about how to help people using H+. I'm Tim Cummins. See you soon.